MD-380 and the MD-390. Both of these are in VHF. Now these are DMR ham radios. Basically, what it is a digital mode that is TDMA. It's kind of like a cell phone. There's a digital standard that Motorola came up with. The MD-380 is not supposedly waterproof. I've gotten this one wet. It does all right. The MD-390 is supposed to be waterproof. It says IP67. I've gotten it wet. I do not think it would hold up to actually being submerged, because you can see some of the seals just aren't really all that great. Probably more like splash proof. Use it in the rain. Not really have to worry about it kind of thing. This model, the MD-390, comes with two different models. Well, four different models. There's UHF and VHF with and without GPS functionality. Now, there's no real way for you to get to the actual GPS coordinates on the radio, as far as I can tell. Even with the custom firmware, it's really only designed to transmit your location, if you tell it to like a base station radio or a computer or something that's actually designed to receive it and plot it out. So these support encryption, very basic encryption. I want to say, I think it was like 40-bit or 36-bit. So it would not really stand up to any kind of serious, SIGINT capability. But if you've got people that can, for one, actually capture this traffic, and two, be able to actually decode it, you probably have some other problems. But anyway, nobody should be able to listen to this stuff should you turn encryption on a reasonable basis. But battery life's pretty good. On and off, I've used it about an 8-hour day with probably 10 or 15% transmit cycle, and it did fine. They are not FPP programmable, which that means that you can't actually pop in frequencies on the front panel. That's one of the type certifications from the SEC. They require that you have to, for some stupid reason, hook it up to a computer to do the programming. But you can add DMR, you can add clear channels, as many as you want, and the transmit actually goes all the way from, I think, 136 all the way up to 174. So you've got your public service bands, MERS, all of that stuff's in there too. And there's thousands and thousands of channels that you can put in here. Build quality is pretty decent. I haven't really abused these things too much. As you can see, they look pretty close to new. I've got a couple of them. They seem to work pretty good. These are all 5 watts. I probably would not ever get another one of these more expensive ones. It's a little bit more rugged, but it doesn't seem to justify the extra, $50 to $100 price. These are available on Amazon in VHF and UHF. They come as a complete kit with a charger and the battery, and there's some cheap headphones, and I think mine all came with a programming cable, even though it doesn't advertise it. But it all comes from Amazon for under $100. I think the UHF version's like under $80 last time I looked. I want VHFs, and that's what everybody uses up here. So, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, just one more thing. These are a little bit more complicated to program. The software, you have to use the stuff that comes from Titera. You can't use Chirp. There is some other third-party stuff out there. It's not really as simple as doing like a Baofeng, where you can just pop some channels into Chirp and, from a spreadsheet. Particularly when you get into the actual DMR side of things, there's quite a bit. It's really designed to be more part of a trunked radio system. The hams have adopted kind of like a private system out there, I guess you could say. There's a set of repeaters in main. They're all linked together. We won't even get into that, but the DMR side is a little bit more complicated to program. It really requires some finesse and understanding of the software. Very easy to program clear channels in there, but if you want DMR radios to work with each other, it's with using a digital mode or encryption. It's a little more. There's a little more involved, but yeah. So hopefully this guy gives you a pretty decent overview. Well, from 1,000 feet anyway. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Good luck.